Hello, people of the internet. I'm Artemis, or Vibes by Artemis, and today I'm going to be talking about two of my main OCs, Hazel and Rilla. I've posted a few speed paints of them on here already, but I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about their characters and their story. I'll hopefully be making more parts to this video with other OCs in their world, but that does require me to sit down and draw them, so we will see how far that gets. Just to preface, I'm going to be using D&D terms for some things because that is my favorite reference. First, some basic info about their setting, featuring a quick map drawn by yours truly. The Fleur Kingdoms are made up of several allied kingdoms, obviously, city-states, and countries. They're kind of like the main alliance of this world, and it's where most of the story is set. No, they don't all have names yet, because names are hard. The alliance is for political and economic reasons to allow easy trade and immigration between all of them, as well as to ensure all of their security and independence as nations. The Andromeda Sea is the biggest body of water near the Fleur Kingdoms. It also has a major pirate problem. The Fleur Kingdoms all share one currency, Florian flowers, but bartering is still standard practice in more rural areas. Actual money is mainly used in the capitals and big cities, whereas in smaller towns, bartering is more accessible. There are many languages spoken across all the countries in the Alliance, but most people are multilingual due to the ease of integration. However, Irisin, the language mainly spoken in Irisidia, is kind of used like common because Irisidia is one of the biggest nations of the Fleur Kingdoms. Anyways, Hazel and Rilla live on the island Kose, not too far off the coast of Irisidia. Rilla lives in the walled capital city of El Serene, and Hazel lives just outside in the pine forest surrounding. The time period is generic fantasy medieval time, where I can just add whatever modern ideas I want. Time isn't real. Okay, now that I've thrown a bunch of geography at you, let's talk about Hazel Eudora. She uses she/they pronouns, is a lesbian, and is 20 years old. As you can see, she has raven wings, shoulder-length white-gray hair, green eyes, and brown skin. Their standard outfit is a dark blue jacket with glowing celestial-esque symbols on it, a black turtleneck, and straight-fitted trousers. The gold ring around her neck is from Rilla, and the sapphire was her mother's that was given to her by their father. She's kind of a mix between a warlock and a sorcerer, so she does have some innate magic, but they also have a patron that lends them some. There's a lot of folklore surrounding her and her magic in the community, leading to a lot of superstition and exaggeration of the truth. The townspeople of El Serene tell stories to their children to get them to behave, using Hazel as a villain. Sometimes she's called the Raven Witch, the Mage of the Dark Forest, or the Raven/Cur of the Woods. These people can't tell their birds apart. And you might be thinking, Artemis, she's only 20 years old. How can mythos like that have already grown around her if they're barely an adult? Well, you see, the superstitions surrounding Hazel actually emerged when their mother moved to the forest, and it sort of transferred over to Hazel because people don't know that they're two different people. Their mother, Evelyn, who is also avian, created and fed the stories to the townspeople in order to protect herself and her daughter and to make them stay away. Evelyn ran away from her home before she had Hazel because of backstory things that I'll probably talk about later. She disappeared when Hazel was 14, and they have been trying to find her ever since, with no luck. Hazel's father is Tafin. Not sure if that's the name I'm sticking with, but anyways, he's the god of the night sky and both Evelyn and Hazel's patron. Tafin offered Evelyn immortality and to marry her, but she turned him down because she didn't want to make that decision for Hazel, who was very young at the time. Hazel holds a lot of resentment toward her father because he wouldn't help her in their search for their mother and wouldn't tell her what happened. The gods can't intervene with mortal affairs too often without consequences, and Tafin was already in trouble because he helped Evelyn escape her old life. Now it's time to talk about Rilla. He uses any pronouns, is a non-binary lesbian, and is 21 years old. She's black with dark brown hair and has golden eyes. Their hair is usually styled in a protective style like locks when she's away from home, and then mostly wears her natural hair when he's home and has time to properly take care of it. The standard outfit is kind of a cream, beige, off-white, whatever you would call that color, collared shirt, and it has swirling gold embroidery on the collar with black pants. Her gold circlet is a symbol of her family's status in El Serene, and it was a gift on their 18th birthday. He often wears gold hair jewelry with 2 silver ones in the front from Hazel, and 3 silver rings, also from Hazel. Rilla has a sheer shawl covered in silver stars with protection magic imbued in it by Hazel, and he often uses it to put up its hair. Taking after his parents, they're sort of a mercenary or adventurer for hire and primarily use a longsword, but always carries daggers just in case. Rilla comes from quite a big family, and as the eldest, has always felt a lot of pressure to create a lasting legacy, despite constant support from her parents. His parents, Lynn and Isranvol, were both adventurers and have done work for the Kose royal family and are well respected in their community. Until she was 4 or 5, Rilla was left with the caretaker or her grandparents while her parents were away. They retired shortly after they had Rilla's younger brother, Cade, who's around 4 years younger than them. The youngest are the twins Alec and Lena, who are 14. Rilla has a lot of self-doubt about his abilities and often pushes herself too far just to prove something to himself. This leads to Rilla putting themselves in dangerous situations and feels as though he's tricking everyone around him into believing they are capable. Good old imposter syndrome. One quick character design detail. Both of them have quite a few scars, but for different reasons. Rilla's are mainly from training accidents or former jobs of his, but when he's at home they have a regular healer she can go to. Hazel, however, has quite a few more as they grew up isolated in the forest and couldn't safely access healing. She often accidentally reopened their wounds by getting them caught on things while flying, causing them to scar. Some of their scars are from learning to fly and running into trees and such. However, some are skirmishes with bandits. One in particular they have on their thigh is from an arrow they were shot with. Over the course of the story, Hazel and Rilla do become romantic partners, but I don't want it to be the main focus. It's just something that sort of happens organically. I want the focus to be more on the relationships in their family and just in general the aspect of found family. They go from being reluctant traveling companions to allies to friends to partners. The relationship is built on the basis of mutual respect and understanding, and yes, they are adorable. Some of the details may change because my brain likes to run away from me, but I am planning on using their story for a webcomic, or at least a couple mini comics, so stick around if you want to see that and follow me on my other socials linked down below. Also, a huge thank you to the artists whose art I used in this video. They're incredible artists, and please go check them out down below. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching.